Classical education belongs to the traditional and enduring stream of education developed through the centuries and renewed by contemporary educators. Infused with liberal arts and sciences, classical education includes the language arts of grammar, logic, and rhetoric, and the quantitative arts of mathematics, science, music, and visual arts. Students study great works of art and literature, both old and new, by methods best suited to their developmental stages.
Isaiah 41:19 through 20. I will put in the desert the acacia, so that people may see and know, may consider and understand that the hand of the Lord has done this.
Acacia Academy, a classical Christian school located in Kokomo, Indiana, educating grades kindergarten through 8th grade. This is not a national chain. It's a school, an independent school, a private school that was planted here in Kokomo by a group of like-minded families who desired to disciple their children. We recognized that education was an essential piece of the discipleship process. We would really like to encourage you to come to Acacia Academy and see for yourself. Just as Isaiah 41:19 says, that learning is a process. We see, we know, we consider, we understand. We'd like to invite you to the school so that you can see and know and consider and possibly understand if this is the right place for you, for your student, and for your family to thrive academically as well as spiritually and in the growth of their character.
On Thursday morning, we have a beautiful start to our day. That's when the whole school gathers together for our chapel time. This is really a special time. We have beautiful music, and the children of each classroom will take a week to be responsible for something that they are going to present during the chapel. And it is so meaningful, and I feel like the children get something out of it as well as the adults who attend.
By God's design, learning is a process. We see, we know, we consider, we understand. Seeing and knowing are different than understanding. And that goes hand in hand with the classical education model. To see and know, that's what first graders and second graders do so well. They can absorb information, they can memorize. They're learning the language, and they can memorize tremendous amounts of information. That's how their brains are wired. And to see and know something, that's what they do. But they don't always understand what they see and what they know. So at the grammar phase, we cram them full of wonderful bits of information, facts. They learn states and capitals. They know the books of the Bible. They'll memorize poetry and memorize great stories about great characters.
The kids have learned to be awesome singers. They've learned how to read rhythms, how to read music. We've learned about different time periods in music history and composers, and also been able to play different instruments, recorders and drums. And I can really see in the last 4 years how much they've grown.
So to see and know, consider and understand. To see and know is the grammar phase of learning. To consider, somewhere around 4th, 5th, 6th grade, students start to transform physically and emotionally and intellectually into teenagers, and they begin to think more than just concretely. They begin to form their own characters and have opinions and begin to argue. And so we engage them in that phase. We want them to really consider the world around them, not only to see it and to know it, but to really consider it. And so we teach them about logic, and we teach them about reasoning, and we teach them about critical thinking. We want them to have good, effective, positive, civil arguments. So see and know, consider. And the final phase of classical education, if you will, is the rhetoric phase. Taking full ownership of your knowledge and being able to express it to somebody else, to share your knowledge with somebody else, and to use that knowledge to affect positive change in the world around us. We not only want to teach these kids skills and abilities, but we also want them to be great positive citizens in the world and to affect positive change in the world around them.
My name is Natalie Pugh, and I'm both a parent and a teacher at Acacia Academy. The kids, when they eat together at lunch and it's kind of a family setting, they're not so focused on themselves and their peers and comparing themselves with their peers, but it allows them to relax, and they kind of play a lot of word games at lunch and conversation, and you see the older kids nurturing the younger kids, and the younger kids look up to the older kids, and the whole realm of competition and cliques seems to be erased. It's kind of more of a family. I heard my daughter on her first year say instead of having 10 new friends, she had 50, 60 new friends.
Classical education has proven itself to be a very effective form of education. The founding fathers of our country were classically educated. Classical education, you'll see nationwide, has the highest per capita of merit scholars in the country of any form of education. It teaches critical thinking. It teaches how important ideas are over just facts and information. So classical education is a great thing.
My name is Sally Duke, and I am the mother of an 8-year-old student at Acacia Academy. I went ahead and explored other faith-based schools in the area. We have some fine faith-based schools, but the classical education kept drawing me back just because of the unique way that it taught academically. It made sense to me. It seemed like the very things that my husband and I were teaching Samuel at home about respecting other people and being responsible for your actions, I saw those played out in the hallways there, and I just thought, you know, this is the place that he's going to learn academically, but he's also going to learn those character qualities, and all the things that we're saying at home are going to be reinforced here. So we were just sold after that visit. We knew that was the school for us.
Acacia Academy cultivates character, faith, and knowledge, and instills a lifelong love of learning. We are currently enrolling kindergarten through 8th grade students. Please schedule a tour to see firsthand how non-denominational classical Christian education might richly benefit your student and your family.